Hi, I'm Cortex, and today I'm playing Frozen Synapse Prime. And I have to admit to being perhaps a little biased in this review, because I am a massive fan of Frozen Synapse, the first game, which came out many years ago now, quite some time. It's been several years since I played it, but it's been a huge influence on my own game development, as anyone who's played any of my games will know. It's many items have been copied, would be a nice a way of putting it, or I pay homage to them in my games. So anyway, I got this game, Frozen Synapse Prime, for free. I got given it by a friend, not the devs, someone else. So I thought I'd give it a go to see what it's like and see if it's as good as the original. And so let me quickly show you how it works. The game is, like Frozen Synapse, a asynchronous turn-based tactics game. So what that means is you have a number of soldiers, Vatforms as they're called, they're in blue, and you are fighting against the enemy who are in red. The purple ones are civilians, they can be ignored. In this particular mission, I have to get this one here to here without getting shot. That's basically the idea. And so what I have to do is I give my soldiers a plan. So first thing I'm going to do is move this guy over here, because that's behind that wall, should be nice and safe. And then I have my soldiers who I can then tell what to do. So what I'm going to do is move this one over here, and we can zoom in a bit so we can see a bit more what's happening. I'm going to move this one here, so I'm telling him to go over here, and then I'm going to tell him to aim. So what you can do is on waypoints you can set extra commands, which are these ones here, like aim, sweep, check, targeting, and so on. I'll talk more about those in a second. So I'll set it there, and I want this guy to aim like that. So the idea is, if anyone starts coming through these doors here, he can shoot them. If he sees anyone down through here, he can shoot them. And basically, when you start shooting, it's the person who's most sort of steady who goes first. So that's the person who's not moving, or the person who's aiming, that sort of thing. So this person should hopefully be there very quickly, and before either of these other two can get in position. You also can note that there are different types of soldiers. So this guy's a machine gunner, whereas this is a shotgun, so you can see the range isn't quite as big. You can see the difference in their firing arcs there. So this guy, we want to move to here. We want him aiming out across here. This guy we want to move down, push you down to here. Come across later. Is that everyone? Oh no, there's this guy here. So move him down to here, and then have him aim. That's it. We cover? Yes, we can cover a little bit of that. Okay. So hopefully we can tempt these people out into firing zones that will be out before they are planned anyway. Other things to... Right, so once you've given them those plans, you can click Prime, and then the enemy will work out their plans at the same time as yours, and they'll play out. So let's just do that now and see how I've done. I'm going to talk about what they're talking about here in a second. So yes, I did know that.
System
I'm going to do it
primed.
because it's going to take too long if I do that. So one of the things you're supposed to remember about these game is that these Vatforms are not supposed to be people, I think. So it's okay to shoot them. Okay, so I got that one there. Plans. What's going on here? These two are shooting at each other. With a bit of luck, yeah, I don't think I think this guy might be about to die, but hopefully he can take this one out at the same time. But we got this one here. And if you want, you can see that again. You can rewind the turns. Oh, so he'll show me what I think was happened. If I just did nothing, this is what... Yeah, so they're both going to shoot each other. These two are going to shoot each other, so it's a draw. But you can also go back to the previous turn. I think. Previous turn, yep. And play that. So now I can see from the beginning, and you're going to see this guy get shot. And this guy... That's it. Yep, there, yes. Done. Okay. So... Now we want to go back to where we were up to. Alright, that's it. That's just the turn again. Okay, so that's 10 little time controls. You can't actually change what you've previously done, but you can see again, as it were. And the other thing you can do is, if you want, you can give your opponent's plan so you can see what they would do. So you can like click that and see what would happen if that person moved up there, so and so forth. So you can spend a lot of time planning your turns in this game, which I'm not going to do because there won't be time for a review. Move that guy to there. And what we'll do is we'll set this guy sweeping, so he's always aiming up this way. Okay. See if we can move this guy to the window. Zoom in a bit. Yeah, so it's a lot of it's very similar to. Can we aim? That's strange. Why is it saying that I'm out there? I'm moving right up to the window. And then give him an order to shoot out the window. Which should hopefully give us a good cover this guy eventually. Yeah, so that's the basics of it. There's this campaign, which I'm not very long into, and then there's also skirmish mode where you can create skirmishes. Let's just get this turn going. I will talk.
System Prime.
There's also online, so you can play people online, and that's it. And it's turn-based tactics done very, very well. This is going, and this one is going very well for me. Remove plans. So how is this compared to Frozen Synapse? Well, the difference between this and Frozen Synapse is largely the graphics. The graphics here are 3D. The graphics in Frozen Synapse are more uh, 2D, sort of abstract and representational. How can I deal with this? It's the last one. I mean, he can move in here and shoot this guy. So that's not going to work very well. So that guy up there. And sweep him. The basic commands appear to be the same. But this Frozen Synapse Prime has a few extra commands, like sweep, like I just did there. So he'll move over to here, and at the same time, we'll be aiming over in this direction the entire time. What else is there? The GUI, the UI user interface has changed in this version of the game. In Frozen Synapse, you click on them to set all their. Essentially do that. This disappears, and this only appears. But in this one, the GUI is also in the corners. It makes it quite a bit slower. You know where everything is, so you know exactly where to jump to things. But you have to move your mouse around to do it. So it's not. It's there's pros and cons to that. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. the other thing is there's now these kill cams. Now it's 3D. You can actually see the people being shot. It's a little gruesome. I don't particularly like that bit. But,
System primed.
Yeah, it's there now. But most of the other stuff is the same. I mean, the idea is the same, which is good. The missions are the same. The music is the same. The laws and the messages, it's all the same. It's all amazingly the same. So the difference is really do you like the graphics? And that's largely it. That's what you're, well, in my case I didn't pay, but that's what you're paying for. I suppose it'd be interesting at this stage to show what the original version looked like. So I'll just jump across to that for a little bit. Okay, so this is what the original Frozen Synapse looks like. It probably looks quite similar to my mind, is if you just imagine it being 2D rather than that 3D, then this is what you get. It's a bit more abstracted. The colors have changed. Red's for the enemies, the other colors have changed. My people are green and the allies are yellow. And you give them waypoints and they appear, and the commands, these are the commands you've got. So you don't have sweep or things like that, but many of the others are still there, duck, stand and the like. And also you get it by you right click on the waypoint and then they appear. Oh, no, sorry, I wanted to engage on sight, doesn't matter. Oh, there's the aiming. So this is the aiming, your aiming area. What else is there? There's the same controls down here. Strangely, these are not hidden in this version. In the other version, of course, they appear at the top and are hidden most of the time. So perhaps most people don't use them, but I used to love using them as time controls. Thought it was one of the great things about this game. And yeah, otherwise it's basically the same. I mean, if you zoom in, I mean, you can see that just. Oh, hang on. Where's one of my people? Yeah. So just these little sort of icons. All right. Anyway, back to the new 3D version. Okay, and here we're back. You've probably noticed, just make it 3D, and it's essentially the same. It's still a good game. If you haven't played Frozen Synapse and you want your game to be 3D, then absolutely, I would get and play this game. It is an excellent game. People should play it. That's for sure. I think that's definitely worth a go. Bring this guy out here and have a look. Aiming down there. Let's go over here. Okay. So definitely, if this is, if you like turn-based games, or you've probably already played Frozen Synapse. If for some amazing reason you haven't, then pick up one or the other, depending on whether or not you like 3D graphics or not. Because otherwise it's essentially the same. So just do it. Oh, they blasted each other. And they're going to show me again my guy being shot at the same time. So I think this is about to end. Just got to squeeze him out of his hiding spot. I think I've done this one.
System primed.
Also, I suppose if you don't want to shoot people, even if they are bat forms and therefore not real people, supposedly, then you could play Frozen Cortex, which is again a similar idea. But you're playing in a robot football league, and that also works quite well. Why don't I show you that for a second as well? This is Frozen Synapse. About to be Frozen Cortex. Okay, so here is another option, which is Frozen Cortex, the game done by the Frozen Synapse people. And here it's basically the same game mechanic, same sort of turn-based asynchronous tactics game with basically replay and the like. But instead of you shooting people in a dystopian world, you're in a robot football league. So my robots are blue, opponent robots are in red, and I can throw the ball. Like for instance, I could throw the ball. This guy here has the ball at the moment. I could throw the ball over to this guy, but he's very close to here, so he'll probably get tackled. So we're not going to do that. Delete that. So instead, I'm just going to run over here and see if I can get 2 extra points because they don't seem to be going. Oh no, that one's going that way. Alright, well I won't do that. Why don't I go over here? This guy can over here. So yeah, it's basically the same game, but it has a few extras as well as online play. There's now a sort of league. You can play in a league and you have to trade things. It's quite good. I find it a little more fiddly. Requires a bit more commitment than Frozen Synapse I found. It's going that way. So I won't say I personally prefer Frozen Synapse, but it's a very good game if you think you might prefer this sort of thing. Let's see how that goes. And this guy is, let's just leave him there.
System Prime.
So this is another option for if you want 3D and you want the Frozen Synapse mechanics, which are admittedly very good. I think definitely worth trying this sort of game out sometime. That didn't work very well. Tackle and interception. Right, well that's probably enough of that. I haven't played this game for a while either, and I think it shows. So time to move on. Okay, and now you're back here. Hopefully you're about to see me finish off this game. I've got 2 men left. They've got 1, but I've got him pretty nicely covered, so he's not going to get very far. And I've got my person about to reach the end in this turn. So let's go.
System primed.
So this I think will win me the mission, and then we'll be done. Yep.
You are victorious.
Victory. 3-star victory. 3-star. Well, three square victory. Yes. Okay. That's it. Frozen Synapse. Great game. Frozen Synapse Prime. Also great game because it's the same game. Just pick the one that you like with the graphics you prefer. And then of course Frozen Cortex, which is also a good game if you prefer to do it as a sports and have a sports league. Okay, bye.